We say good morning to all my brothers and sisters this morning. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, especially our wife, Miss Phyllis. Happy Mother's Day. It's a blessing to be alive this morning, and we do not take it lightly. We do serve an awesome God, and we do thank Woodrow Wilson for setting aside this day back in 1914 to declare the second Sunday in May, Mother's Day. Wilson said that this day has been set aside as a time for public expressions of our love and reverence for the mothers of our country. My brothers and my sisters, this is a beautiful day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in this day. This morning, as we look into the book of the Kings, 2 King, the 4th chapter, verses 8 through 37. It's a story that deals with a Shulamite woman. It's a story that deals with a woman that didn't give up. My brothers and my sisters, thank God for a mother that didn't give up. I thank God for my mother, the time, the hours, the minutes that we all spent together, the Thanksgivings, the Christmas, all the times that we had together. I thank God because of the fact that we had a mother that cared for us, did the best that she could for us, never gave up on us, worked hard, did all that she could do for us. And you know, my brothers and my sisters, as we look at our country today and think about what's going on in our country, a difference made. This could be because of the fact that we get down on our knees, men and women, and pray. In this story today, we find a Shulamite woman. And this Shulamite woman had a son, and he died. And she went to the man of God in prayer. Brothers and sisters, it's prayer time. My main point today, don't give up. Don't stop praying. Don't become weary in well doing. Don't faint. We must continue on this journey. God has us now in a position where it's just God and us. My brothers and sisters, we got to go to God. This woman's son had passed. She didn't say nothing to the husband. She didn't say nothing to nobody. She just said, send me a servant that'll take me to the man of God. Brothers and sisters, it's time now to talk to God. It's time now to be real with God. It's time now to let him know and make your request known to him. It's time to be real. As you look across the land and look around and just notice what's taking place, we healthy on Monday, dead on Friday. Brothers and sisters, it's prayer time. In this chapter here, chapter 4, 2 King, we find in this story the Shulamite woman was a little different than most people you meet. And it fell one day that Elijah passed through Shunem, where there was a great woman, and she constrained him to eat bread. So it was that as often as he passed by, he turned hither to eat bread. And she said unto her husband, I now, behold, now I perceive that this is a holy man of God, which passes by continuously. Just by the conversation, she have come to know and believe that this man is a holy man. She said, let us make him a chamber, I pray thee, on the wall here. Let us set him there a bed and a table, stool, candlestick, and it shall be, when he come to us, that he shall turn in here. And it fell on one day that he came hither, and he turned into the chamber and laid down. And he said to Gehazi, the servant, called the Shulamite, and went and called her. She stood before him and said to him, say unto her, behold, thou hast been careful for us with all these cares. What is it to be done for thee? Wilt thou be spoken for to the king, or to the captain of the law of the host? And she answered, I dwell among my own peoples. Amen. We find in verses 8 through 16 the Lord's gift. Amen. 8 through 16, we find the Lord's gift. Amen. And verses 15, and he said, call her. And when he had called her, she stood in the door, and he said, about this season, according to the time of life, thou shalt embrace a son, and he shall, and say, and she said, nay, my Lord, thou man of God, do not lie unto me. Amen. Amen. Now, notice how and what she's saying here. Her husband is old, and she just don't believe that, she can have a child at this time. And the woman conceived and bare a son at that season that Elijah had said unto her, according to the time of life. Amen. And when the child was growing, it fell on a day that he went out to his father, to the reapers, and said unto his father, my head. And he said to the lad, carry him to her mother. We find from verses 17 through 23 the childbirth. And we also find that the child death. Amen. 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 And we find now that the story has a turn to it. The Lord's gift. Now we see that the childbirth and the child death, 17 through 23. Amen. The 23rd verse says, and he said, wherefore wilt thou go to him today? Is it neither noon nor Sabbath? And she said, it is, and it shall be. Amen. And notice here now in these verses here, 17 through 23. The child is born, the child died. Amen. And then you get to the 24th verse. From the 24th verse through the 31st verse, you find the mother's plea. That's where I want to be. Amen. Amen. Then she saddled an ass and said to her servant, drive and go forward. Slack not thy riding for me, except I bid thee. Amen. We got to get on down here now where the man of God is. Amen. Amen. Now, notice here now, I said my main point is don't give up. Her child been born. Her child done growed up a little bit, working in the field with the daddy, and the child done died. Amen. But she know where Elijah was. So she done saddled up now, and she going to find Elijah. Amen. When problems come in our life, we need to take it to God. When problems come in our life, we need to do just like this mother. We need to get down on our knees and go to God. And now, watch it now. Watch it close. So she went and came unto the man of God, to Mount Carmel. And it came to pass when the man of God, and it came to pass when the man of God saw her for all that he said, Gaza, his servant, behold, yonder is the Shulamite. Run now, I pray thee, to meet her, and say unto her, is it well with thee? Is it well with thy husband? Is it well with thy child? And she answered, it is well. Amen. Notice how she answered, it's well. Her belief, her trust have grown. Is our belief, is our trust in God, is it growing? Is our relationship getting any better with God? Your faith, your trust have got to grow. Amen. And when she came to the man of God, to the hill, she caught him by his feet, but God came near her to thrust her away. And the man of God said, leave her alone, for her soul is vexed with her. And the Lord had hidden it from me, and had not told me. Amen. Then she said, did I desire a son of my Lord? Did I not say, do not deceive me? Amen. Then she said to God, gird up thy loins, and take my staff into thy hands, and go thy way. If thou meet any man, salute him not. If thou salute thee, answer him not again, and lay my staff upon the face of the child. He getting specific orders to do just what he's told to do. My brothers and sisters, once God tell us what to do, how to do, we are to follow his instruction. Our problem is we're not following instructions. Amen. We need to go to following instruction. Amen. Because this woman, this man of God done gave his servant orders what to do and how to do. This woman baby done died. Amen. 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 Done died here. Check it out now. We in verses 24 through 31. The mother's plea. Amen. 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 And then he said it to God, gird up thy line and take the staff. Amen. Go thy way. Amen. And then in verse 30, and the mother of the child said, as the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. And he arose and followed with her. Amen. The servant went on, Elijah and the woman coming on behind. Amen. And God passed on before them and laid the staff upon the face of the child. But there was neither voice nor hearing. Wherefore he went again to meet him and told him, saying, the child is not awake. Watch Elijah respond in the 32nd verse here. Now watch him now. And Elijah was come into the house. Behold, the child was dead and laid upon his bed. He went in therefore and shut the door upon them, and prayed unto the Lord. Brothers and sisters, don't look at what it is. Don't think about what it is. Because we got a God that's bigger than whatever this is. We got a God that says high and look low. We got a God that will provide for us. We got a God that will protect us. All we got to do is believe and trust in our God. When we go to believing and trusting in God, things are going to change, my brothers and sisters. But we got to believe and trust in God. And he went up and laid upon the child and put his hand upon his mouth and put his eyes upon his eyes and his hands upon his hand and stretched himself upon the child, and the flesh of the child waxed warm. Then he returned and walked in the house to and fro, and went up and stretched himself upon him. And the child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes. What a difference it made when you trust God. When you trust in and believe in God, God will make a way for you. You got to know that God will make a way for you. You got to make sure you're in the right relationship with God. In verses 32 through 37, we see the miracle of the prophet here. My brothers and my sisters, we got to trust God. Miracles are being done every day. Every day there's some type of miracle has been done and is being done. We got to believe in God. We got to trust in God. That's the biggest problem we got right there. We believe in whatever it is we believe in and not trusting in the only true living God. And he called Gehazi and said unto him, call the Shulamite. Call the Shulamite. You need to call her. Everything gonna be all right now. I done talked to the Lord now. Everything gonna be all right. My brothers and sisters, my main point is don't give up. Stay bent down on your knees. You might have been treated bad, walked on, walked over, treated real bad. But don't give up, because the God we serve is able. I know that he's able. We just got to hold on to his unchanging hand. And he called Gehazi and said unto him, call the Shulamite. So he called her, and she was come in unto him. And he said, take up thy son. Then she went in and fell at his feet, bowed herself to the ground, and took up her son and went out. My brothers and my sisters, the Lord is blessing us. The Lord done brought us from a mighty long way. But I come to tell you, we need to go to praising him and thanking him for what he have done in our lives. As I look back at my life and think about where we was when Daddy went on home. As I look around and think about the days when Daddy was gone and we was young, around the 10th grade, I do believe that we were crying and just kept on crying. But Mama cried for a little while. I can see Mama just like it was yesterday, wiping the tears from her eyes, and looked at me, Pat, and Reg, and told us we gonna make it. We gonna move on, and everything gonna be all right. What you got to do is wipe the tears out of your eyes. Stop making excuses and move on in life. You got to let the Lord know, Lord, I'm doing the best that I can do. Lord, I need you to come on in my life. Lord, I need you to be number one. As I look back and think about it, Mama stopped crying. Mama told us It's gonna be all right. We gonna make it. You gonna finish school, and you going on to college, and it's gonna be all right. You gotta believe and trust in the Lord. And it happened just like that. Reg went on with Alabama A&M and finished school. Mama stood by us all, helped us the best she could, and everything was all right. I come to tell you, you got to believe and trust in nobody but the Lord. She bowed down to the ground and took up her son and went on out. You got to let the Lord know. Let the Lord know you're trusting in Him. You're believing in Him. That, Lord, I need you to hold my hand. I feel Him this morning. The Lord is good. As I look at Paul and Silas, when they got whooped, beat, thrown down in a dungeons, and they start singing. The ground got happy. You know the story. When the ground got happy, the shame, the hinges on the doors got loose, and the door swung open. Oh Lord, the old man in the jail will go cut his head off. Paul told him, hold up. He said, what must I do to be saved? You know the story. I'm feel my help now. But the story that I really love is when Jesus got out in the Garden of Gethsemane and told him, y'all sit here, watch with me while I go yonder and pray. Y'all won't even watch with me 1 hour. But he prayed and he came back and told them, y'all just sleep on. I'm going on. I'm going on now. And you know what happened? The one that was with him, named Judas, kissed him on the neck, and they started a kangaroo coat. You got that thing. And you got to walk on. You got to make sure that you don't give up, because Jesus didn't give up. He stumbled on the way up on that hill. They pulled an old black man out of the crowd named Simon and made Simon help bear the cross. But Jesus said in His word, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto me. I come to tell you, don't give up. Go down on your knees and talk to the Lord on this Mother's Day. Ask the Lord to make it all right. Ask the Lord to pull you up, give you the strength to raise your children to be the best mama that you can be. Go down on your knees and stay on your knees, and the Lord will see you through. He died one time and He ain't gonna die no more.